Welcome to another edition of Insurance Questions Podcast. It is May 8th, 2024. I'm broadcasting from lowly Greenville, Texas. Oh, I got stuck already. Oh my gosh. This is episode 69. Maybe I'm nervous because Katie's coming on. This is episode 69. And both of you, be adults. I don't want to hear no bad jokes about the number of the podcast. Be an adult. I know it's tough being an adult, but try to do some adulting.
Oh, Donnie, I did make sure he did not eat a Pop-Tart before the podcast, which was his problem yesterday because of all the sugar.
Right. So exactly. You know who we are. I'm Eddie Buffalo. That's Sassy Sarah and Donnie Lowe. And all the comments and opinions by Sassy Sarah, Donnie Lowe, Eddie Buffalo, and guests are solely for entertainment purposes. We had to say and guests because we are having a guest today, like we talked about yesterday.
Yes, I think you need more coffee. Your brain keeps slowing down. And I will also add, like, subscribe, follow using the message button, make comments on YouTube, which I've noticed our YouTube views are going up, which is pretty freaking awesome.
But what about the You Got Mail button on the audio podcast?
I just said use the message button. I'm not going to remember.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize. I'm so sorry about that. See, I'm very scared of Sarah because she's probably gonna kill me one of these days. Just so you know.
No. I'll use the mom voice. That's how I kill people.
Ooh. So we got a question from one of our former guests, Lori Schneer from Allegiance Title. And the question was, need to chat with you. Have an opportunity, on my phone. Had an opportunity with a mortgage lender you might be interested in. Also need to answer or explain mortgage insurance versus PMI on your podcast. And I did the research yesterday. Donnie, did you get a chance to look at it or just when we talked about it?
When we talked about it, but I actually prior to that, I did look into different types of mortgage insurance.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the screen so we can easily go over it with everybody. So I wasn't aware of the term PMI, so I had to look that up. Private mortgage insurance, the type of mortgage insurance you might be able to require to buy if you take out a conventional loan with a down payment of less than 20% of the purchase price. PMI protects the lender, not you, if you stop making payments on your loan. And who knew? Yep. And then they also have mortgage insurance. It insures the lender against loss caused by borrowers failing to make loan payments. Make no mistake, if you fall behind on your mortgage payment, PMI does not protect you, and you can still lose your home through foreclosure. PMI can help you qualify for a loan that you might not otherwise be able to get. Were you aware of those things, Sarah? Just because you've been in Texas longer than we have.
Yes, because purchasing homes, you're told about PMI, which is why they always recommend doing the 20% down. And that's becoming more commonplace. If you want a lower payment, you want to pay the 20%.
And here's another thing. That's just not a Texas thing. It's probably in every state.
Right.
Might
be called something different because I did not know these terms, Donnie.
No, PMI is a common term.
Okay. And it just depends on how good your realtor and loan person is, because they should be explaining all that information to you.
That's correct.
And I'll let you read the bottom paragraph, Donnie, because that's
before we go into that part of it, with the PMI, so it's really geared for people that, again, it's stated in there, you can't come up with a 20% down payment for the home. And but what you can do is say you come up, there's a program out there maybe with a 5 or 10% down payment, and it's subsidized by a government loan. When the equity in your house reaches that 20%, you can have the PMI dropped off of your mortgage payment because now that obligation is fulfilled. So that can save a homeowner, potentially $100, $200, depending on the mortgage amount, per month that they can apply towards principal or towards other uses. So that's something that can be done after, once they reach that 20% equity in the home.
That's right, folks. He's not just a pretty face. He's a very smart fella. Let me tell you what.
I wouldn't say
So-
smart, but
So let's go to, I know I'm not going to talk about it because Sarah says I talk about it all the time. But can you read the last paragraph there for us, Don?
absolutely. It is, what is mortgage protection life insurance? A life insurance for mortgage protection policy is a term life policy designed specifically to repay mortgage debts and associated costs in the event of the death of the borrower. These policies differ from traditional life insurance policies because they are specifically pegged to the mortgage. So I haven't seen this type of
Me either.
specific
That's why I posted it.
policy in New York State.
Yeah.
However, there are policies offered by certain life insurance companies where, let's say you have a, we'll keep it simple, a $200,000 mortgage on a home. Maybe you paid,
Okay.
maybe it was a $250,000 home, and you have a mortgage of $200,000. Well, if you get that mortgage protection life insurance policy, over time, the amount of protection decreases and that premium can decrease. So that, you know, after 10 years, maybe the loan balance is $160,000. You know, I'm just picking a number out of the air. Well, that you can have that policy set up so that in 10 years' time, the protection amount, coverage amount is 160,000, not 200,000. And the mortgage lender is the named beneficiary on that policy.
See, this is a little bit different than what, I mean, a lot of times when we talk to customers about this, we talk about, like I always say, Sarah, and I'm sure I sound like a broken record to you, but you know, a lot of these mortgages are predicated on two jobs, meaning, you know, the both partners are contributing to pay for the mortgage, not, you know, and that's including, not even including your utilities and things like that, your taxes. And God forbid something happens where that other person never comes home the next day because they passed away. Instead of grieving, you have to worry about, oh my gosh, can I even afford to stay in this house? What about the kids? I have to keep on taking Jimmy to soccer, Susie to well, we'll say football. See, we're progressive here. You know, but instead of grieving, you have to keep on going. And if one big thing, which means you don't have to worry about where you're going to live or if you can afford to live where you are, hopefully the mortgage protection that we did either through term or whole life insurance will take care of that for you. And you know, whole life insurance is going to be more money if you want to use this for mortgage protection, but it's a two-bladed sword because not only will it protect, you know, paying off the house, but from the time that you get the policy to the time that it pays out, you're making dividends on this. And dividends are not guaranteed, but most companies, like even two of the big ones, Mass Mutual and New York Life, I mean, they haven't missed a dividend payment in close to 180 years now. I think there's like a year or two difference between them. And when you're dealing with things like this, and like I said, there's no sure thing, but I mean, a lot of these companies that are out there, they've been through two pandemics now, you know, two world wars, and they're still going. And it's funny, I was at a meeting the other night and there was a gentleman talking from another insurance company, and it kind of took me aback a little bit. And I think you know where I'm going with this, Don.
I do.
And the words that came out of this man's mouth were, COVID ain't a thing anymore. So we all got to get past that and just, you know, live our lives. Well, the K variant is killing people still. You know, and I didn't want to embarrass him in front of a room full of people and call him on the carpet for it. But there are people still dying of COVID. So to just poo-poo it and say COVID's not a thing, well, it most certainly is a thing. Unfortunately, I know people that have died from it, you know, and they still are. And the thing with the K variant is it's not showing up on a lot of the tests. And a lot of time they don't know they have it until they've passed away. So I just throwing that out there, you know. You have any questions, Sarah? You usually got good questions for us.
Boy, that was uplifting.
I
right?
know. Oh my God.
And
It's
then,
like,
then the
am-
Black Plague happened, you know.
and am I
nuclear
supposed to
war,
be
you know.
my normal sassy self just to aggravate the crap out of you to bring up the mood? I mean, Jesus.
Well, yeah, it is episode 69, Sarah. You know, and I'm being so good today.
You are. I was afraid to be on today because who knows how you're going to act. And if your
Because-
daughter wasn't coming on in 4 minutes, I know where you would be
Because
going. So
let's go over the phone call I got after yesterday's episode. From, I don't know, maybe Sassy Sarah. What did you say, Sarah? What did you tell me?
sir,
Don't eat a Pop-Tart before you start.
don't eat a Pop-Tart
Oh, no, it
before
was
the
not
podcast.
that.
And I was like, hey,
Hey,
a
girl.
bit much, a bit much.
A little extra.
You can be a little extra, but that was a bit much. You kept derailing the podcast.
But that being said, what were our numbers after the first half hour,
Oh
Sarah?
no, it was awesome. They're great numbers.
And what were the numbers this morning? Throw it out there, Sarah, because I know you like saying numbers.
Yeah,
How
but
do
the
you not
problem
remember, girl?
because I see
Really?
so many numbers.
I bet you Donnie knows. Donnie, how many
1.3
people?
million.
How much?
Yeah, it's
1.3 million.
the heel 1.2.
Well, you people don't pay attention to when I text you, do you? Why do I
wasn't-
even bother? That's
The
it.
2 looked like a 3.
Right. Well,
I
and
say?
How? It was typed on your text. How does the 2 look like a 3?
so Eddie, here's the thing: is you spam us with so many text messages, it's hard to remember, sir. And I'm
I
not
try
saying
to
I
keep
don't
you
hate
folks
it.
informed. From now on, I ain't texting you nothing. I'm gonna be that guy. I ain't texting you nothing, man. You're
Well,
on your
that
own.
and like all the music videos,
Y'all on your
and
own.
and the PDFs of pictures of motivational speeches, which is awesome. I mean, I'm not saying anything, but yeah, I can't remember everything you send, sir.
So just so all our listeners, we want to beat Sassy Sarah's show yesterday. So make sure you like and subscribe, you know, and do like I do, just leave it on in the background because I'm like 1.2 million. My nut on that is like 1.1. I just sit here all day and watch our videos. Who said that? I forget who said that.
Oh, Aiden said that.
You looked awfully lonely there, Sarah. Where is Robin, the girl wonder? Where's she at?
She's working on a client.
She's working on a client.
There's a lot of data entry that needs to be done for a specific client, and it's a pain in the rear. So she's working on that.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Well, we're waiting on our guest. She's probably going to be late. I made sure she was up early this morning, to make sure she was all ready to go on this,
I was going to mention something. Geez, I read something today. Oh, no. Something that's been happening. I just want to kind of tell all of the listeners. If you're getting a refund from the IRS, so I've had this feeling the IRS is not wanting to send out any money anymore. There's chances you're going to get a letter. I ain't seen money in
years.
No, I know. But there's a chance you're going to get a letter that you have to call the IRS to confirm your identity.
Really?
Yes. And guess what happens when you try to call the IRS to confirm your identity?
It's disconnected.
No, you can never get through to a live person. Yeah. So if you get those letters, talk to your tax professional. If you have one, they can typically get you to sign a form where they can call on your behalf. But it's a pain in the rear. I've had a few
Didn't the
clients that have had it.
IRS, I'm sorry to interrupt, but didn't they, have, or don't they have this policy where they won't call you? Because it could be spam or
They do
something?
not call. You have to call them and confirm. Like they'll confirm who you are, ask what letter you got, to confirm that the return was accurate. The other thing that I've seen over the past 2-3 years that's been happening is if you get like a refund, let's say $5,000, and they've adjusted your account and you owe $5,000, they'll send you $2,000. They're supposed to send you a letter that states why the adjustment took place, and they haven't been doing that the last few years.
Save money on, I'm not being a wise guy to save money on postage.
So it could be that they're mailing
Mm.
them and it's getting lost. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say that they're not sending it. So just a helpful reminder is to create an IRS account on their website. And usually you get all the notices, you can see what's going on, any adjustments to your account, instead of waiting to get the letter. But if you get one of those letters, it's a bigger issue. And I know on tax day, I remember seeing it in the news, and I want to say it was Atlanta, so, but don't hold me to that. The office got overrun for all the people waiting in line,
Oh, right.
trying to confirm their identity to get their refunds.
That's why they were in line?
Mhm.
Wow.
Oh, we're gonna have to stretch this out a bit because our guest is having trouble getting on Zoom for some reason. That's why my phone was just dinging on that. So we'll talk about her, you know. She just doesn't want to come here because she thinks we're old people, you know.
Oh,
I was kind of surprised that Katie wanted to come on the show. And she just finished up. Zoom is being weird. Okay. She just finished up her semester, so she has a little bit of time to come on here. And she said that a lot of people in their 20s are starting to talk about using insurance as a vehicle to save money, you know, and because of who her dad is, she has told a lot of her friends about the value of whole life and what
who's
it
her
could
dad?
do.
Who's her dad?
Some guy. He's a bum. He's a bum. You're a bum, Rock. I swear to God, you're a bum.
That's what I was thinking of with that voice. Rocky.
Donnie, I'm gonna have you eat lightning and crap thunder. So I wonder if we can get taken down for that, for saying Rocky quotes. Mickey's dead, so he won't. Burgess Meredith won't sue us, but maybe sue us. Buffalo, they're gonna kick you in the can, man. Not Donnie Lowe. I'm not gonna mess with Donnie Lowe. Sassy Sarah there. I'm gonna mess with her.
He's a paisan.
Mhm.
Hey, you both know the same guys. So
Oh, Sarah likes that one.
lately Sassy's hair has been really busy and cranky. Yes, I said the C
I've
word.
not been cranky. I have been cranky. It's just been the last few days. And it's not even that I've been cranky. It's more of Eddie's been interrupting me more often when I speak with him. Sir, I swear to God, he's eating all these Pop-Tarts.
He must be.
I have not. I had one package of Pop-Tarts and sitting in my cover ever since. All right, well, so back off.
You're downing a spoonful of sugar every day before we get.
No, let's get back to the Pop-Tarts.
Why?
Do you prefer them?
This is not insurance. Wait a minute. Taxes.
This is important.
What's wrong with you?
Do you toast the Pop-Tart or do you?
Thank God Katie's coming on, so we don't have to. Honestly, the other day, that was the first time I toasted a Pop-Tart probably in years.
Oh.
Because I usually just eat them cold or eat them raw. I like them raw Pop-Tarts.
You have to toast
Whoa. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a guest.
Hello.
Hello.
And who are you?
Katie.
Uh-oh, you're breaking up.
Can you hear
me? What's your name?
You hear me?
Yes.
Katie.
And Katie, what do you do for a living? What kind of job do you have?
I'm a student.
Where do you go to school?
Student.
Where do you go to school?
Niagara University.
Niagara University. You're breaking up bad, kid. Let me tell you. So what
Let
are
me
you
change
studying?
the Wi-Fi.
What?
She wants to change the Wi-Fi.
Okay, go ahead.
She's frozen right now.
I'm ask you, what are you studying at Niagara University? Timmy Hose and, going to the res and getting some gummies? Is that what that happens at Niagara?
People don't know what Timmy Hose is.
You do, Donnie. And yes,
people
do know.
not from Buffalo.
Katie's on twice now. Are you a clone? Did you clone yourself? I don't know how to get rid of that. So you're up there twice, Kate. So
There you go.
welcome.
Oh,
okay,
it looks like
Katie.
a Timmy Hortons.
Katie,
Timmy
nobody
Hose is
knows what
Timmy
Timmy Hose
Hortons.
is. Show them what Timmy Hose is. And what is
Well,
Timmy Hose?
the best coffee in the world, but it's been a while. It's been sitting for a while, so there's no ice in it. Oh,
And Smarty Pants, Donnie Lowe, they just opened up a Timmy Hose in Carrollton, Texas, and they're opening up a bunch more. What do you think about that?
Awesome.
It's like a commercial for Timmy Hose. We're talking about everything except insurance or taxes.
I'm telling you, you just need to reach out to these companies and see if they want to get some advertisements going, because you talk about them for free anyways.
So Katie, what are you studying at Niagara? Because yes, everybody, I am her dad. You know, well, we kind of look alike. I'm Katie. I'm Ed. I'm Katie. I'm Ed.
someday.
Some days,
Someday.
yes, someday. But I will tell you, we always thought we looked alike until one time. What did you do with Mom's phone?
My mom has a work phone, an iPhone for work, and I logged in with my face, the Face ID.
I told you Apple was the devil. It doesn't know who you are.
I just look like both of you.
So I know what you do at Niagara, but I think people would be very interested to know what you do and that you're into modeling.
Not modeling, computer modeling, protein modeling. I'm a biochemistry student and I do research, and I want to do protein modeling, not real modeling.
So when the protein models come out, do they come out dancing to Madonna or Panic at the Disco? Because I'm not really sure. Did they Vogue or did they do Brandon Urie stuff? I see. I know all this stuff. Me and Katie have gone
I gotta
to see
go.
Panic at the Disco.
Mm,
Right, Kate?
Horses and everything.
Yes. Yes. So explain to
A
them
month after surgery.
explain to them really quick, dumb it down for like you dumb it down for me. How do you do this? Do you do it on the computer? Do you do it with clay? When you first said modeling, I thought like you were putting them together like you see on like Big Bang and they have like the molecules, like the balls and stuff.
No, I haven't done much of it yet, but I'm gonna go down to my professor's office and she's gonna download a software on my computer, and proteins are amino acids linked together. So essentially you go in and click each amino acid of the protein, and you click if you wanted a ribbon or an arrow, and it like models the protein. Yeah.
Sarah's doing that like I do. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. I understand it all.
Yeah.
No, I went to a high school that I was focusing on veterinary medicine. So I went through all the health classes.
Yeah.
And so I'm a geek like that, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying not to show it.
No, you're okay. I like talking about my research, so.
That's wonderful.
Mhm.
And what are you doing this summer?
Well, I'm writing a thesis next year for my research, so I have to go in and do a bunch of cell studies and grow cells and treat them with a breast cancer therapeutic and hope it eventually works.
So Katie just got an award. She was only one of the two people from Niagara when she did her presentation. And tell everybody what you told me, why you did so well.
Because I have a good personality.
And where did you learn that from? What did you exactly say to me? That's what I'm looking for, Kate.
You taught me how to talk the paint off a wall. Yeah.
So, the reason
and it's
I had
honestly
you
come in
on,
handy. I didn't think I'd do it.
obviously nepotism. She's on because she's my daughter, but we talk almost every day.
Yeah,
and what?
We didn't talk compensation though.
Yeah, she's all about the money, that Katie Bednarz. Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason I wanted you on, and this is something I know you and Morgan are so busy at school all the time, that I really wanted one of you on the show because I was taken aback when you said that people your age are actually asking about insurance and what it can do for them in the future. What are the questions that you have? I mean, you probably know a lot of them just because of who your dad is, but
Yeah.
what type of questions are you and your friends talking about?
Well, some of my friends have life insurance like from their parents. Like I think they opened something when they were born, but like I don't think they even realized they had it till they were older. But the biggest thing is, why do I need it? Because they're young and they're like, I'm not gonna die
Great question.
anytime soon.
I'm Donnie Lowe. That's a great question.
I'm gonna refrain from that comment.
Okay, I'm sorry, Kate, for interrupting. Sarah, don't interrupt her because I hate it when you interrupt me.
You
Uh-uh.
and I've already been interrupted by you like twice so far. So
We're used to it. I'm surprised you haven't said things that I've said because usually I'm like, Ed, let me talk. Like, just stop.
I know.
So I am not going to answer her question, Donnie. You are. So ask Donnie the question that you had, Katie. Why?
Okay.
What can it do for me? Why do I need it?
Yeah. Why do I need it?
And I'm going to mute myself. What do you think about that?
I
Wow.
love it.
I love it. I hate you.
Because what you want to do is, what will your 20-year older self, looking back at the age you are now, say? So in other words, why do you need it? It's going to help you build really for a permanent whole life insurance policy, building up that cash value, and it'll give you some things for retirement where you can draw upon it. But you're always going to pay less today than you will tomorrow, just based on your age and health. So it's always a better time to do it yesterday instead of today. But since you can't do it yesterday, today's a good day to do it. So just think about your future self looking back.
Well, I know like some of my friends, like I forget the app it's called, but they like do very small entry into the stock market. I forget the app it's called, but like everyone my age uses it.
Mhm.
And they're kind of like, well, why can't I do that instead of doing life insurance?
You
You
can
mean
do
like
both.
Robinhood or something like along those
Yeah,
lines?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
right. Well, when you put money in the stock market, you can gain a lot of money, you can lose a lot of money. There are no guarantees there. With whole life insurance, there are certain guarantees that you do have. So it's a no risk type of, I don't want to use the word investment, but it's an investment for your future. There's really no risk there. It's safe. It's a
Even
safe,
muted, you're still
safe.
interrupting.
Oh man, this is
So
hilarious.
that's why, Katie, that's why.
Okay.
And the difference, the Robinhood, like you said, you see, oh my God, this stock went up, 20 points in 2 days or whatever the case is. Yeah, but it can go down that fast as well. But you want something that's secure for your future.
Yeah. I didn't know nothing about the stock market. I just know that that's what some of people my age have been doing to
Yeah.
like enter into it. But like I've talked to some of my friends and I've tried my best to explain like annuities to them. I
It's
probably haven't done a good job, but they seem like much more interested in it. But I think they think because they're like only like 19, 20, 21, like I think people think and life insurance is way more expensive than it is.
that's a very common misperception. It really is. It's great. We can see your father talking. We can't hear
Yeah,
him.
kind of
It's
nice.
amazing.
It is. Yeah,
Uh.
it really is. It's kind of nice. It's very quiet.
No, I can understand. But so with all your friends that say they use that Robinhood app and they invest money in the stock market, I'm sure you hear about when they have great gains, right?
Yeah, I know when they make money, but I never hear if they lose money.
Exactly, exactly. And they, everybody's gonna have good days and bad days because that's the way the market is. A stock
Yeah.
might go up, it might go down. Uh, so that's what you want, a safe place to put your money
Yeah.
for the
So
future.
like the money doesn't go away for life insurance, but can you like take it out?
You can take money out of your policy once you build up some cash value. And the nice thing is it's tax-free when you take it out as long as you maintain that policy. So there's a lot of great benefits of that. It could supplement your retirement on a tax-free basis. So if somebody says, well, if you're only earning 5% on your money in a whole life policy, but we can earn 10% on a investment account, yeah, but you're taxed on that earnings. So the 10% earnings really isn't 10%.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah, you can attest to that, right?
I have a question for you, Katie. Um, and I didn't see it as much when I lived in New York than I live in Texas, that a lot of younger people are really talking up Bitcoin. And there's two ways that they're doing it. The one way, the school of thought is Bitcoin is something for the long haul. And a lot of these people, the younger generation, are shorting Bitcoin, meaning they'll put a bunch of money in today, see how it does tomorrow, and take it out. Are any of your friends using Bitcoin?
None of my friends are using Bitcoin, but I do know of certain people who use Bitcoin as like payment,
As what? I'm
especially near
sorry.
the border,
As what?
like pay.
Really?
Yeah, like
That's
closer to the
interesting.
border, especially actually over the border in Niagara Falls. Whenever we go over, there's certain stores where you're able to pay through like PayPal, Bitcoin, something that's connected through it.
Well, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably more for the conversion rate.
Yeah, I actually have no idea.
Because Katie, we made it super easy for everybody, not just young generation, that you actually, I don't know if you actually looked at Dad's thing, but they can go online and shop right through my website, www.ebiagency.com. Using Insure Me Now, they can actually get insurance, get accident insurance, dental and vision. If they have little babies, and some, your age, some people do have children already.
Yeah, I
But
know.
also, what we can do also with that is the reason I brought up Bitcoin is because it's getting so huge that I also teamed up with a company by the name of AE Advisors that you'll be able to actually buy Bitcoin through EBI agency through their gateway. So it's like a
Wow.
one-stop shopping, and I know your generation is on the phone a lot. And do you like it that the information's out there and you don't have to talk to to a person, or do you like the personal touch still?
Um, Personally, I like doing my research because I don't want anyone to take advantage of me. So I want to know all the information
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
because
you
I
would
don't want to go in there.
say again? I didn't hear you.
I
I'm
don't want
sorry.
to go in there. No, like I don't want to go in there and be like, I don't know what I want and them sell me like a really expensive policy. So I'd at least like to look and be like, what's the cheapest I can do? Like when I'm filtering shopping, I always click lowest to highest
That's
because
a
people
good
do
thing I
price
never
match.
even thought of, Donnie. You know what I mean? And that kind of takes me aback a little bit because, it's funny that you're saying all this, Kate. Like a lot of people, what they'll do is, especially if it seems like it's always when they get closer to my age, either in your 50s or your 40s. And it's like, oh, I better get insurance. I want $100,000 of whole life insurance, Donnie. How much do I got to pay? It's that much?
Yeah, exactly.
And the reason I'm talking about this because it goes back to what Donnie was saying. you're never going to be as young as you are today. And the younger you are, like what I did with Katie is before she was 18, she had her $50,000 a whole life. I believe it was through the Knights of Columbus and through New York Life. And as soon as she turned 18, what do you think I did, Don? Did I get rid of those policies?
No way. No way. You can,
Well, what did I end up doing when Katie became 18?
if you were the owner, you probably transferred ownership to Katie, is one
No,
guess.
that's not where I'm going with this.
You combine them with an exchange, 1035 exchange? No.
Nope,
No.
didn't do that either. Number one,
See, there's a number of things that you can do. So
yeah, number one, when Katie turned 18, I automatically got a non-smoking discount
oh, right.
because she was 18. That's number one. And number two, because she was 18, I was able to get her $1 million additional term insurance for next to nothing. So I guess if you're looking for a roadmap for your kids, and I like looking at whole life insurance for kids as like a forced piggy bank, because
Right.
like I said, there's no guarantee you're going to get the dividends, but it's pretty darn close to it because so many companies have been in business for so long and have not missed a dividend payment to their customers. And a lot of them are hovering right around 6%.
And what's the advantage of, so you have that $1 million term policy? What can you do with that term policy, Ed?
Well, we ended up doing a 10-year policy for Kate. And what we also did is we insured her insurability. Say if, Katie's up in Niagara, she falls into the gorge. Oh, no more Katie. Okay. Or she
It's not nice.
or she got disabled where she couldn't work any longer and she couldn't get any more insurance because she couldn't pass a physical. But because you had a 10-year term policy, you insured her insurability by making it convertible, meaning I'm talking too much, Don. What does it mean by convertible, Don?
Well,
Does it
no,
mean like a
that's where
car?
that's where I was hoping you were going to go.
Yes.
To get a nice convertible Corvette, No.
67? Yeah. Stingray?
Yeah, 64,
Yes.
63.
Yes.
So what you can do is, without going through underwriting, you can take some of that term policy and convert it to permanent insurance or whole life insurance, and without going through any underwriting. So it's a nice guarantee for the future to start to build up that nice policy. So and the thought is, as you get out into the workforce, you'll be able to afford a little bit more, and then you can apply that towards new policy without having to go through underwriting.
Let me ask you this, Don. So if the policies that I got for Katie when she was a little girl, and if I want to, she's going to continue to pay on them, and I'm just going to transfer ship owner to them, does that price go up?
No,
Why?
because once you get a permanent life insurance policy, the price remains the same for the entire duration of the policy. So if you set it up as a 20-year pay, or until you're 65, or even till you're age 100, that price stays, that premium amount stays the same.
Okay, say if I have this whole life, Katie's got this whole life policy and she gets to be 45 years old and she goes, you know what? I am so sick of paying this thing. I don't want to pay it anymore. What can I do?
What you can do is have the dividends paid out on the policy, apply that towards the premium payment due. So, and if it's that long of a time frame, the dividends typically cover the entire premium amount.
Let me ask you this. That same policy that I'm paying next to nothing for, that was super affordable when she was a baby. Let me ask you this. Say Katie keeps it till she retires at age 62. What can I do then?
You can draw some of the cash out of that policy. You can keep the policy in force still, but still take cash out of it.
So
Again,
it's
on a
like-
tax-free basis.
So I was gonna say, what's the taxable income on that?
Yeah,
What
it's
are
zero.
the taxable events? Tax lady, do you know that?
It depends on the policy. Typically they'll send you a notice when anything's taxable. So they should, if it's supposed to be.
No,
on your
because it comes out
taxes.
tax-free. So it's going in tax.
That's what I
dollars.
said. It depends on what it is and
Yes.
they will send you a notice. Cause there's so many different policies. Some are taxable and some aren't.
Yeah.
If you're ever curious, I would say speak with your tax professional and say, this is the kind of policy I have. Or call the insurance company itself and say, hey, am I supposed to be getting a form for my taxes?
Because the opinion and statements made by Eddie Buffalo, Sassy Sarah, Donnie Lowe, and Katie Bednar are solely for entertainment purposes. How you like that, Kate? Did I sound like official?
Mhm.
I thank you very much for coming on today. I know a lot of this stuff might be boring, especially for your age, but even though you're the age you are, 21 years old, you're going to be my age quick, and
Yeah, I got a lot of problems.
dad'll be dead. You'll say, oh yeah, I
Don't
remember
say
dad
that.
got this when I was a baby, blah, 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 blah. So do
You
you have
should-
any parting words, Kate, before we get off this podcast?
You dramatic.
Yes, I am. So Katie, can you do Sassy Sarah's job for us and show us how it really should be done when we're trying to ask for likes?
What?
Yes, he's trying to replace
Like-
me with you.
Like and subscribe. That kind
Mm.
of nonsense.
Why are you trying to give away her job?
I like her. She could be a
See that? She's
permanent
got your
guest.
back, Sarah.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Well, say it again then, Sarah, since Katie don't want to take your job. Say it again. Say it, because I'm sick of us having low numbers on YouTube.
I'm waiting for you to stop so I can say something. Like, subscribe, follow, share, and you can use the message button to send us if you're listening to the podcast, a little mail or comment on YouTube. But just make sure on all the different platforms, whatever you're on, you're liking or following and sharing it.
Well,
A lot
Katie,
of good information for people.
Katie, thank you very much for coming on today. And we're gonna end our show like we do always. If you like working with people that are just like you, we're the people to see. You can reach all three of us at www.ebiagency.com. And hey, maybe you want to give Katie some fan mail. You could just comment and like on it. I'm sure your people at Niagara are going to end up doing that because I am going to send this to Tom Burns, just so you know.
My Venmo's Katie Beds.
What?
My
Your
Venmo's
Venmo?
Katie Beds.
Oh my God. She's definitely her father's daughter.
That is
So once
awesome.
again, for Sassy Sarah, Donnie Lowe, our guest, the wonderful Katie Beds at what was your Venmo?
Just Katie Beds.
Okay. And for your buddy Eddie Buffalo, until we meet again, stay safe, everybody. And make sure you tune in tomorrow for our annuity podcast with me and Donnie Lowe. Take care, everybody. Stay safe.
Ciao. Thanks, Katie.